Hi, everyone. Welcome to our live virtual VA home buyer seminar. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to comment. My name is Vinnie.
My name is David, Wright.
Perfect. And we're just going to get into this, just jump right into this, make this short and sweet. If you're joining us, this should probably only take about, 20, 30 minutes or so. So really short and sweet. Are there more benefits? You ask, yes. But since there's a one-on-one seminar, please contact us. Basically, for the VA home purchase, no money down. There's so many things that kind of go into it. VA efficiency home programs, VA construction loans, VA grant programs. If you have VA eligibility, and even if you don't know if you have VA eligibility, right? You're in the military right now, or you got out, you're dishonorably discharged, or something happened, whatever it might be. Feel free to reach out to probably reach out to David, but reach out to me too, and we can kind of help you out, at least with the process to kind of see what's capable, what's possible for yourself.
And there's breaking news on that, Vinny. With the transition in power, there is talk that they're trying to reinstate people who got discharged without honorable discharge and still allowing them to use the VA loan, which is a interesting new event that's coming up. So for anyone out there who says, oh, well, I wasn't discharged fully honorably, there may be some changes coming that may be able to help you as well.
It's good to know. You want to take this one?
What is the VA home loan? Who can use it? Well, the VA home loan is only for those who served in U.S. Armed Forces. It's for all branches of the military and reservists. So I have a lot of different clients who are in the reserves, and they always ask me, when can I use it? Well, the reservist period of time is a little bit longer than the normal person who's serving in normal branches, but it is still eligible, and it goes off the number of hours that you have served. Typically, it will take about 2 years in reservist if you're serving all the time. Otherwise, it's for all branches. And next, what do you have to have done to be eligible for a VA loan? Well, I get this question a lot, and if you serve during a wartime duty, you get it pretty much instantly, which is very nice. Otherwise than that, it's typically they want you to serve at least 2 years minimum. If you served your full 4 years and were discharged honorably, you have full credibility to use it. And then if you're serving, like I said, during wartime duty, that happens instantaneous. So if someone was to have joined the military now, and for example, we, went to war with Iran, you'd be instantly eligible.
You want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll do it. How do you qualify for a VA loan and what is needed? Well, in our current environment, we only need a 620 minimum FICO. So for those of you out there who go, oh my gosh, I read that there is no minimum FICO. That is true. There is no minimum FICO if you research it out on that new website called Google. The problem is lenders require a 620. Prior to COVID, we were at a 580. Do I think that's going to come back? It probably will. But in the meantime, right now, it's a 620. Then what's needed for the VA loan? Well, if you've been watching our other seminars, there's a lot more needed for other types of loans than the VA. The VA loan simply, it's pretty easy. It's 2 current LESs, your latest W-2s, and if you own basically any sort of self-employed business or a corporation, we look at the tax returns, and then 2 months of bank statements. And also, the VA doesn't even require reserves, but we ask for the bank statements. So when you're out shopping, for a loan or for a home with your agent, you're out with Vinnie, you need to have something for your EMD, and that's why we get the bank statements ahead of time.
And don't worry, we'll get into the EMD, what that stands for. So what are the benefits of using the VA loan? Okay, there's so many benefits. 100% financing, no money down. San Diego limit currently at 1.5. Just like David was talking about before, right? That yes, the limit went away, yet what banks are kind of offering is basically around 1.5. You can purchase more than that, yet you just have to bring some money in for a down payment to offset that amount, so you can go above that. But that's quite a big jump, even at that 1.5 where it was just a year ago. All closing costs can be paid for you by the lender or the seller. So there's down payment and there's closing costs. The down payment, basically you have to get that out of your own pocket or give it as a gift. Being as a VA, you don't have a down payment. Closing costs, you can get assistance from the lender. In this current climate, it's a little bit harder to get closing costs assisted, yet you can get that offered by the lender. Your rate might go down, go up a little bit because you're buying points, yet right now with the VA, you're talking about the mid twos. Some people, I know we have right here lowest rate in the industry, 2.5, 2.7.
Oh,
I mean, you could probably get less than that now. So
yes, you're so correct. And that's, unfortunately, I haven't updated the slide yet. So I got to say my mistake on number 4, because we just changed those limits. It's now 753. So that's pretty amazing. And then other than that, it's still up to the 1.5. And then the number 5 you pointed out, yeah, rates are 2.25 on VA. If you pay points, you can get 2%. You even see advertisements for 1.99, which basically just sounds cool, but there's no difference between that and 2%.
Yeah, so no mortgage insurance. You're protected by the VA when you buy best refi options right now. I mean, if you have VA eligibility, you should be looking at either refinancing or purchasing. If you already own one property, you'll possibly own another property. Even if you own and you're trying to, you can use your VA loan technically twice or multiple times based off of where it caps out. Yet in this current climate, if you own your property and you have VA on it right now, you might look to refinance it, because then you can go up to like the 25% threshold, right? And then use your VA, the full VA eligibility on another purchase. So things to kind of think about. If you have VA eligibility, talk to your lender, or talk to Dave if you don't have a lender, and at least to see what's possible.
Is there a cost to use your VA loan? How many times can I use a VA loan? Vinnie, that was a great intro rolling into this, because these are the questions we get all the time that nobody seems to really know the answers to. So the VA does have a funding fee. That's the cost of not having mortgage insurance, which is great. If you're using 100% financing, the first time usage is 2.3%. That's your funding fee. So a lot of people go, well, what does that mean? So example, if you bought for $400,000, times it times 2.3, that's going to be your funding fee, probably around $8,600. If you put down 5%, it's 1.65%. And we don't want to go into all the numbers here and make the math, and discourage you. These are just things that when buyers look at their loan docs and start looking at things and then go, why? I bought the house for $400. Why do I owe $408? It's because of the funding fee. Make sure the lender always explains this and doesn't just browse over it. Then if you have full disability, can the VA funding fee be waived? Yes, it can. If you have full disability, you can waive it. In fact, there's certain cases where if you have 60, 70% disability, we can work with that too to help you waive some of that as well. Then the final one, number 4, how many times can you use a VA loan? Many times as you want. But each time you use it, you get hit with another funding fee amount. So it starts to look at it and go, can I build a portfolio of, let's say, first 3 houses with it? Yeah, you can. But the funding fee gets a little bit more and more, which means your realtor really needs to find you a great deal to compensate for you paying a little bit more for the house. Then the final one, wasn't there, is how many times can I use it? Well, you wanna roll to the next slide? I think we put that on the next one, Vinnie. Oh,
no,
okay.
You already said it.
Yeah, my mistake. So you can use the VA loan more than once on a few homes, and I think there's another slide that will go into that more. Can you help us out?
You did it. Yeah, you already did it. It was like 2 slides ago. Your memory is going on you in old age.
Oh no.
But talking about basically service disabled vet, things like that. If you can't buy for some reason today and you're looking to buy in 6 months, a year from now, this could be a great time to talk to a lender, but also check to see what your disability is, right? I know there's a process of kind of going back and forth of getting that percentage higher. I mean, if you can get that up to 100%, it's not just basically the funding fees get waived, but there's also, what is it, some of your taxes, right?
Yeah, it actually helps. You can get different benefits with your taxes as well, depending on, if you're buying a property that's been historically, or if you're transferring a property from another, like from a relative. I've done loans where, let's say, a dad bought a home with a VA loan, and then the son served in the military. He wanted to take over the dad's property. He took it over, but took the tax basis with him. And I think the thing that I wanted to go in was, can you use the VA loan to buy two houses at the same time, which we didn't go into yet. So my memory's not that bad yet. I know I'm kind of slow, but luckily I took my omega-3s today, so I think
what can you buy with a VA loan?
may recover.
All right, but the condo has to be VA approved. And you can buy a house. Okay, the house basically has to pass VA standards, livability standards, right? Working stove, working heat source, livable, right? And each loan has different livability standards. That's always one of the things, and this is a side tangent. People come at me, can I buy a short sale? Can I buy a bank-owned property? Can I buy this? Go, yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of property it is. It just matters the condition of the property. So there's a miscommunication out there a lot with that kind of stuff. And then can you buy a multi-unit property? Yes, as long as it's your primary residence and you're living in the property and meets the livability standards, you can buy a multi-family property. So that's the biggest. Those are the biggest things when you're looking to purchase using your VA loan.
And I got to use this example just because one of my clients bought a 3-unit place in Mission Hills, Vinnie, with the VA loan, with no money down. It was $1 million purchase, no money down, bought a 3-unit place.
Yeah, I mean, there's a will, there's a way. But how does a VA loan protect you when you're buying? Well, first, a condo home multi-unit must pass a VA strict appraisal, right? Now, if you're a listing agent out there, it's not as strict as you think it is. If you're,
don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Yeah, there's a thing there. I mean, it's, the biggest thing is livability. I mean, they want to protect you to make sure that you're moving to a property and the property's not going to fall down. You're not going to have to go buy a new stove. I mean, you have to have a stove and they have to have a heat source. They're protecting you in that kind of sense. So it's not as crazy as people could think it is, and they're looking to protect you. The VA appraisal will also stay with the home, meaning your realtor can help you negotiate a price if you don't make the contract price of home. In this current climate, it's a little bit harder to get reductions on your price. Using your VA, again, it's really up to standards. That's what they want to do. They want to protect you. Then next, your EMD is also protected, and you can't lose your deposit. Yeah, so same kind of thing right there. For VA and FHA, there was a document that was put in place. I want to say it was like a year or so ago. But if there's issues basically with the appraisal, then you can definitely back out later on after contingency are signed off. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. So there's a lot of moving parts that kind of happen with the VA, yet talk to your lender, talk to your realtor. Each situation is going to be different, but you have a lot of protections in place when you're using the VA loan.
And Vinnie, with you mentioned that, seeing that you're not in the top 20% of realtors, you're more like in the top, 1-2%. So I'm going to share this as you're familiar with this, but a lot of people are not. They go, oh my gosh, I don't want to overpay for the house. And the appraisal goes out and it comes back and it goes, boom, Tidewater Initiative. So most listing agents don't even know what this is. I know you know, Vinnie, but I'm going to mention it.
When I first got it was so funny. When I first got into the business, I was like, I got a Tidewater email, and I was like, what the heck is Tidewater?
Not high waters, like people with high pants that wear them in certain, styles and think they're cool. Totally different. Yeah.
So I mean, what happens with most of these loans, right? You get the file, you get the appraisal goes back to the lender looks it over. Yet for this kind of situation with VA, the appraisal goes to the VA looks it over and then sends it back after they look everything, right? So there's a second step that goes into it. That's also why there can be a negative connotation in there for listing agents because they look at it, well, the VA appraisals are going to take longer to be done than basically other appraisals because there's more eyes on the file. So there's extra protections of other people looking at it, not just the actual bank. But yeah, if the property is purchased at a higher value than it's actually worth, then the VA, the bank, is only going to give you a loan on that dollar amount, and you'll have to either pay the difference in cash or have the listing agent reduce the price or back out and start the journey again with another property. And then
the construction loan, Vinny, the construction loans, I get that question a lot. Does VA do construction loans? Yes.
Yeah.
Construction loans, just like FHA renovation loans. Most lenders do not do VA construction loans. They are a pain in the butt. So most lenders will tell you, hey, I just don't have that right now, which some people do not have it because it is more difficult. And then what about termite, Vinny? I know you're experienced in termite work here.
I'm going to tell everyone watching right now a little secret. Most homes in San Diego County have termite work, need termite work, right? I've gotten this before where someone tells me, go, hey, you know what? I just got termite clearance 3 years ago. And so I shouldn't have any termite work. My home is free and clear of termites.
Sure.
What happens with termites, right, is so you have dry rot, okay, infestation. They're chewing on the wood, right? When you put a tent on the house, the termites don't technically die. All they do is jump from one house to the next house. So by you getting your house tented, what you're really doing is you're giving termites more than likely to your neighbor's house. Okay, so they're jumping house to house, right? So for FHA and VA, right? If it was, well, for VA, if it's not necessarily if it's called out, you have to have it. You have to have termite clearance. Even for a condo, have internal termite clearance. For a house, the full aspect of it, the house. For FHA, there's kind of guidelines that variance and that kind of stuff. But yeah, termite clearance, and you're more than likely going to have some kind of work that's going to be required.
And Vinny, with your great example right there, my neighbor, a couple years ago, my neighbor got his house tented. And then around a year and a half ago, I looked on my neighbor's probably 3 years ago, he got his house tented, and like a year and a half ago, I'm like, what is this? I look inside my master bedroom. I have oak floors. Termites had eaten through the bottom of my oak floor through the top in a hole. And I didn't have termites before. And I'm almost positive I got them from my neighbor's house. Ate through my whole floor. So yes, I'm glad you pointed out that groundbreaking thing that all homes in California have termites.
Except for one that just got tented.
Yeah, except for the one that just got tented. Other than that, you got termites.
All right, let's go to the next one. All right, can I have more than one VA? Oh, here's that one you're talking about.
This is the one, Vinny. See, you're telling me I'm senile. I can't remember. I mean, even though I spell my name wrong sometimes, and I have Velcro shoes, I haven't lost it yet.
Mostly lost it.
Mostly. Can I have more than one VA loan at one time? So this is a question. I get this all the time. Hey, my friend, he has one home with VA and he's buying another one here in San Diego. Why can't I do that? Well, there's a couple different ways this can happen. So if you're buying a home in another state besides California, it's probably cheaper. So I get a lot of people buying in Virginia, in South Carolina, and North Carolina. Virginia's major military stronghold, so you see a lot of people buying there. They will buy a house in Virginia for like $150,000. And they may put down like 2%. So $3,000. So they don't use all their VA eligibility. And then they come to San Diego and they go, oh my gosh, I want to buy a $400,000 condo here. How can I do that? They still have VA eligibility left because the other home they purchased was so much smaller in value that they can use it twice. So you can use partial amount of your VA and own two different homes with the same VA type loan, but it's not the same single loan. It's two loans. So I hope I hope that clears it up. A lot of people out there are just like, how does you know, Billy Bob buy a home over here in Virginia near Norfolk, and then bought another home here, and maybe they were smart. They met with a lender and they used five. They left there. They did 5% down payment on all 3 homes and used it 3 times. You can get very slick with it.
All right. So what's the average monthly payment on a VA loan with no money down? All right. So a condo, these numbers are probably, going to change a little bit. They're going to be probably a little bit less than this. So purchase price, condo, 350, 100% financing, VA funding, 2.3, loan amount, 350, 80/50, rate, 2.75, principal and interest, 1,400, taxes, 365, total monthly, 2,100. You're probably looking at maybe 2,000, maybe a little bit, 1995, 1990, somewhere in there now. On that one, purchase price of a house, 750, 100% financing, 17,000 for VA funding, loan amount 17,750, taxes 78, insurance 100. I mean, something like that. I mean, my guess is you're probably about like what, 3,700 now, maybe 38.
That's probably 3,800.
Okay.
But I mean, if you watch our other seminars and you're looking around the average rent price in San Diego, another shocking news, Vinnie, it's expensive.
Yeah. I mean,
so this 750, no money down, the rate's probably more like 2.5, and that's probably giving you lender credit back to pay for your closing costs, so they don't have to be negotiated for you as well. And your payment's probably more like 3,800. And that's a $750,000 house in San Diego is a nice place.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the rates are going to fluctuate on a daily basis. You're not going to have them locked in until you actually get into escrow. So the things to look at, just talk. If you have any kind of interest, if these are ballpark numbers and they work for you, right? Then it might be time to talk to a lender, talk to a realtor, and figure out what's possible.
And wait a minute, Vinny, what should they focus on?
Focus on that monthly payment.
Boom. See, I led you right into that. Luckily, you didn't leave me out to dry this time.
Focus on that monthly payment. And what about refinancing?
Refinancing. Well,
you want to go for it? Yeah.
Sorry, I have my sidekick in here. Hear that?
Yeah.
That's 12-week-old puppy that. Oh. Anyways, so what about refinancing a VA loan? How easy is it? Well, actually, this is going to be shocking too, but it's so easy a caveman can do it. And that's not stolen from Geico, but it's pretty gosh darn easy. As long as you make the payments on time, you can refinance it. Now, is there a waiting period? Have to be careful with this, because had you bought literally, let's say in January 1st this year or in February, you probably got like 2.75, 2.875, and you're like, this is amazing. And then now you come into the current period and it's average 2.25. And you're like, holy cow, I want to refi. You have to wait 210 days before you can refinance. Then the refinance loan is called a IRL. It's an interest rate reduction loan. It does have a funding fee of 0.5%. So it's not free, but I can tell you, like most VA loans I'm doing right now, average drop in rate is 0.75. So example, most people had 2.875 or 3%. They're all down at 2.25 or 2.1%. Amazing. Plus you can skip a mortgage payment. Plus there's no documentation. So when you first bought your home and you said, oh my gosh, I did all this paperwork, I did all these forms, I submitted all this stuff, with the VA loan refinance, there's almost zero paperwork. So, and final note, can I refinance a VA loan that I don't live in the property anymore and it's a rental? Wow, this is the biggest, best one ever, because right now, non-owner occupied houses can be refinanced through VA. The rates are like 2.5%. When's the last time, Vinny, you heard of a non-owner occupied property at 2.5% 30-year fixed? Yeah.
So it's a good time. I mean, again, there's pros and cons of this market. I mean, cons, values are really high. Not that much inventory out there. Yet pros of the market, the rates are so low that the monthly payments are going to be more affordable than they were just a year ago, year and a half ago. I mean, so understanding what you're looking at is going to help you out drastically in making any kind of decision. Thank you for joining us. Look at that, 20 to 30 minutes, and we're at 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Right on.
Man, that could
Now
be
we
a new
have-
PR.
Yeah, we have market updates Monday and Friday. If you're looking for like a more in-depth buyer seminar where you're actually going over the full process of buying as a whole, I mean, reach out, and we'll love to kind of walk you through that. But yeah, any last words you want to throw out there?
The seminar that me and you do that I think is my personal favorite is the investor one. So for those of you who want to learn about making money, or for those of you who are worried about the current climate with COVID and the way things have changed and the job market and go, holy cow, how am I going to earn money for my retirement? Our investor seminar is a great way to look at it. And it's only 30 minutes long as well.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Boom.
Bye-bye.